Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy, and I want to talk about him understanding correctly the shape of modern politics right now, the shape of the 2024 U.S. presidential election race, and how we, as Vivek Ramaswamy supporters, need to understand this in order to support him in this very unique time. So this is a really incredibly, and actually, let me jump right to the I'll give you a summary of what I'm talking about in this video. My main point is that Republicans very quickly, shockingly, got some incredibly weird allies that guarantee a 2024 presidential race loss for Biden, in my humble opinion. It's like it's a virtual nail in his virtual coffin for any hopes of winning this election. Biden is roasted, finished. Let me explain why. It's incredible. I can't believe how wrecked President Biden's chances are. So first of all, President Biden himself did a bunch of damage to America, which was not expected. It is okay. So basically, President Trump came in 2016 and 2020, and he made the American economy go burr. And he fixed a lot of things about the American government. That's undebatable that is non-debatable in my humble opinion, okay? He fixed a lot of stuff. What he broke was morality, right? Was American morality. He told every, kindergartner, lie always, lie to get what you want. Never allow truth to come out of your mouth. America is completely disconnected from truth. American leadership is permanently, forever disconnected from truth. He is incredibly destructive to America from a moral perspective. But from a governmental perspective, he's incredibly helpful, right? And I'm the only one who cares about that moral part. I'm like, no, you cannot tell every American that we're severing all ties to truth, and that is the best way to understand President Donald Trump. He is a man who severed all ties to truth and his mouth. Truth never comes out of his mouth, in my humble opinion. And I think not only because he's lied so long, I think he's literally allergic to truth at this point. I think it pains him when truth comes out of his mouth, so it doesn't anymore. He's a repugnant, evil, horrible human being. Really bad. Okay, what is the point of this video? Okay, our new allies are anti-Israeli advocates in the United States of America, which is shocking because Republicans are supposed to support Israel. Okay, all right. So let's get all the way there. So Biden is a bad president because he's incompetent, he's cowardly, and he has a poor memory. And he's an 80-year-old man, which is not a condition that is special to him. It's a condition that that President Trump will have when he's president, and he will just be an elderly man with poor memory. They'll put that into government record the way they've already done with President Biden. They're like, oh, hey, he doesn't remember where classified documents are because he's an elderly man with poor memory. Or duh. They just casually put it in a government report. Hey, let's say the quiet part loud. Or okay. So we cannot ever have an 80-year-old president. This is a failed experiment, right? Okay. But here's the issue, right? So President Donald Trump, he comes along in 2016, 2020. We had an amazing 4 years in America. I'm not gonna deny that, economically and governmentally, right? Morally, it was abominable, like a special circle bad, right? A special circle in the hot place bad. It was very bad. Okay. Now, what shocked everybody is Biden came along and said, "Hey, let me serve you up this stew. It's my incompetence, it's my cowardice, and it's my it's my elderly man with poor memory condition." Right? And guess what? This is far worse than what President Trump did. Right? Because with this special mixture, we have global war, global poverty, and domestic lawlessness. It's bad. It's really bad. Right? So the only people after doing that who would possibly vote for President Biden are vote blue no matter who, right? No one, literally no one, I don't even think his wife is going to vote for President Biden in November of 2024. But there are going to be a significant number of people who are a vote blue no matter who. That's a real number, right? And that could have beat, possibly on a slim margin, might have beat Donald Trump. But look what's happened now. So the anti-Israeli advocates in the U.S., right? So on October 7th, 2023, there was this horrible attack on Israel. And a bunch of people in America are like, we're for that attack. We think that was great, right? Like super anti-Israeli advocates, right? In the U.S., there's millions of them. It is shocking, right? Like, and get this, they despise Biden. And every one of them, to the last, is a vote blue no matter who. So this is going to take a huge chunk out of vote blue no matter who. And these are the people who organized the uncommitted vote. There was 100,000 votes in the primaries for uncommitted in the last primary vote, right? That is astounding, right? That is astounding. That is huge, okay? And it was a huge embarrassment to Biden. And now you could see it everywhere. MSNBC, Slate Political Gabfest, go to any blue sanctuary in the mainstream media, and they are quaking in their boots. They know it. They know that President Trump is going to virtually destroy Biden. And so weirdly, Republicans want Biden to be beaten, right? And strangely, the Republicans are now in lockstep with these anti-Israeli advocates who are guaranteeing the loss of Biden. No possibility Biden wins with this. And this anti-Israeli advocacy that has grown up since October 7th, unbelievably strong, shockingly strong, and just people coming out of the woodworks and being like, hey, we support shooting 1,000 rockets into a country. That's all. We're up for it. Yeah. Woo! Like, you're like, what? Like, is that what you stand for? Yep. Like, you're like, that's really bad. Like, you know, but we're like, oh, but you're going to guarantee the loss of Biden? Okay, welcome. Good to see you here. Like, it is incredible, right? And I think what's important is that Vivek Ramaswamy needs to be hyper aware of this, and we need to be hyper aware of this. Normally, we would find these anti-Israeli advocates repugnant, right? Fully repugnant, just a horrible group, right? But right now we're like, oh, you guys are about to give us what we want, man. I don't know. Maybe you will find under the banner. Like, it's very unusual. And this is going to be difficult to navigate. And it's very hard to even understand, right? Like, and frankly, I really appreciate you guys. Like, if you're here and you're listening to this, I know you deep cut political wonk, right? Like, this stuff is not easy to listen to, right? So thank you for letting me explain the actual shape of the 2024 U.S. presidential race. President Donald Trump is a deadlock win. Biden was in trouble before this anti-Israel advocacy group really guaranteed his loss. And it's really kind of shocking because it really does seem like they're kind of virtually slitting their own virtual throats. It's very weird. It's very, very strange just what we're witnessing. It's unusual, but we have to understand the shape of this if we're going to support Vivek Ramaswamy correctly. How does this change our plan? We need to be aware of it as we talk about and lift up the name of Vivek Ramaswamy every single day. Nothing you could do right now is more important than talking to your friends, talking publicly, talking globally, and supporting the preeminence, the awesomeness of Vivek Ramaswamy. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion, nothing more, nothing less. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider subscribing and have a wonderful millennium.